Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and get started here. Welcome everybody to our training tonight. Hope everybody's having a good week. We had a little getaway this weekend. Me and my wife did, and had kind of fun. So, uh, kind of surprised her. She didn't know it was coming, but anyway. Um, what? Let's start off and talk about any particular questions anybody has about Jove. So, if you have a question, start thinking about it a little bit. Make this a little bit interactive. Got several things to talk about here, but if anybody have any particular question besides that, we're still waiting here to get the product, which should be should be coming to us any day now. Hopefully, I'm hoping I get my shipping notice tomorrow. So, and usually when they ship out those notices, you get it the next day. So, anybody have any questions or want to share anything about Jove? Okay, has anybody sold any so far? I sold 4 this weekend.
Rick, what did you sell?
The tightener. Basically, the 4 I sold were the tighteners, believe it or not. So one person bought 2, and then 2 other people bought 1 each. So, okay, what? How about let me ask the question of the people that are on the call, and I don't know if you can, in the chat. Well, instead of doing the chat, I guess you could maybe just raise your hand, physically raise your hand. How many people that are here, and if your video's not showing, you can maybe just speak up or whatever. How many people are actually going to go out into the field and talk to somebody, either a person or a business, about Jove? Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
I am.
Keep it up a little bit. Okay, so everybody feels that way. Okay, good. Okay.
Rick, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
It's Yvonne.
Yes.
I spoke with a plastic surgeon.
Okay.
And he's very interested.
Now that's amazing.
He actually carries his own line.
Wow.
But he's very interested.
Okay. Now everybody's gotta kind of listen to that and really absorb that, because I was working on my list again today. Okay, my prospecting list, and I seen a couple plastic surgeons on there. And the thing about it is what Yvonne just said is, a plastic surgeon is probably somebody that most people would be scared to talk to. But the bottom line is they're in business to make money, and so are we, and they understand that. Okay. They're not going to do anything to you. They're not going to, embarrass you or not like that. You just have to go talk to them. All they can say is no, and I always have the philosophy is the answer's always no until you ask, right? The answer's always no until you ask. So it's important that you ask. So that's great. That's great. He's got his own line, and he said he's wanting to take a look at it. Is that what you said, Yvonne?
Okay, so someone just typed a question in the chat box. They wanted to know how, did I cold call?
Uh-huh.
And this is actually a realtor that I met in networking. The reason why I spoke with her is because I thought, wow, she's a walking money machine. She made, in my opinion, she would make women go gaga, because she was just the total package. So I spoke with her, and as it turns out, her boyfriend is a plastic surgeon.
Okay.
So she put me in front of him, and I had no idea.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. Okay, good.
And I didn't know her. I mean, I just recently just met her.
Sure.
Exchanged business cards, that's it.
Yep. Okay. So, let's see, Miguel, you asked Mexico. Yes, Jove is available in Mexico. I believe Jove's already shipping in Mexico, because I've seen a couple of people there have it. It's the UK's already got theirs, and so if you're online and you're friends with anybody in the UK, the UK is kind of on fire right now. There's a guy that came in. He brought in 800 people into ARIIX in the UK. He came from Juice Plus, and he brought a whole team in there and went to like chairman level 3 or something like that. very quickly. And obviously it's because he's been in network marketing for 15 plus years and he had a big team and stuff like that. That's fine, but that's exciting because as more people get involved in the business, it creates more awareness. And that's what, is we have more awareness. That means more people have heard about ARIIX. They've heard about their brand or different brands, Jovial Purity and everything else like that. So, okay, so I want to show you a couple things and give you a couple tips here. Is that, as I said, I was working on my list today, and what I was doing is just be honest with you, I probably spent 6 hours on it today. And I took and had this Excel spreadsheet that I had been putting these names on it. And I decided I wanted to have more contact names of people that I was going to go see. So I had all their websites, okay, because I had put that in previously. And I went through my list and I clicked on every single website. And I looked at the About Us page and the contact page, and I looked for people's names. I read their bios, to see a little bit about them, and I put their name in the contact list. I mean, there's some of them were estheticians, some were master stylists that did skincare in their salon. They do skincare in their salon. Some were just, and then I run across some of them that I had put down there that were massage therapists, and they really, didn't offer any skincare things. They were strictly massage, so I kind of put them on my second page because I didn't want to get them on my first page. My first page, I want to go out and just, talk to those people. So I thought, well, I've got to do this in a very logical, organized way. So I searched on the internet and found a routing website. What do you think a routing website is? I can type in addresses there and it'll set my route. Think about, you're going to go out and you want to be efficient, right? Okay, so I'm going to sort by my zip code. So I'm going to share my screen and show you. This is really, it's nothing, I think it's pretty cool. I looked at several of them. You can see my screen, okay? So I'm just going to grab a series of addresses out of my spreadsheet here. And I'm just going to, you can see can everybody see my page? It's called routefast.com. Route, ROUTE, fast, FAST.com, okay? And when you get there, you get to this page, and all you do is, and I'm sure it has maybe a few more features, but all you do is just paste you some addresses there in that thing right there, and hit add to list, and it just puts them in order of the route, and then it says create the fastest route, or alphabet, the A to Z route. I just hit create the fastest route, and it just creates me a route. And I look below here, and here's all the route for the directions. Now you could say, well, I could go into my GPS, or I could ask Siri or whatever. But if I'm going to go and hit 15 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 this week, I'm going to put them all in there, and then I'll cross them off as I go or whatever. And it's going to take me on a route, or I might just do it for a day. But it's going to take me from a certain route up here, and then I come over here, and it's going to show me, where they're at. Okay, not a big deal, but it's keeping me organized. I know I can go from here. I got to go over to here, here. This guy's across the street, and then I go back down here, and then I'm on my way back. Okay, and I would have more in there than just that, but I just grabbed them to show you. So anyway, it's just an easy way to be efficient. I looked for something on the smartphone, and it really wasn't to get the data into it, I had to type it into it and stuff like that, each one of them. I thought, well, no, I don't need to do that. I kind of know where these places are at anyway in my town, okay? And I just really need to glance at it. But yet, I want to make sure that I'm very efficient when I go out, and that I can take and because I'm going to hit it hard. I hope you guys are too, but I'm going to hit it hard because I myself feel that half the people I talk to, I'm already imagining half the people I talk to are going to join. Okay? They want to be resellers. They want to take and be a rep, be a preferred customer, get 30% off, stay on auto ship, and don't even worry about the business and just sell the product. Okay? And it's going to be known to them, the people that say no or whatever. And if I offer to put some minis there on consignment and they don't buy into that, I'm going. I just want to let you know, because I'm in the neighborhood visiting all the high end anti-aging clinics or whatever they are, okay? And then I'm going to handle doctors and stuff like that maybe a little bit differently, as we talked about before. So anyway, that's just a tip there. Most of you have probably seen the picture that I put into the Facebook group, the holiday picture with Jove and the website. If you don't have one of those, you want your website on there, again, go into the group or private message me and give me your website and I'll make you one of those. You can promote it on social media. I've already talked to somebody that made 2 sales off of it by just promoting it, and people seen it and it caused interest and they made a sale. So not to say it's a big thing to sell, but selling things and stuff like that, but it's good. So so let's see. The other thing I want to show you is, I don't know if you've seen, has everybody seen the ingredients for both the products? It shows all the ingredients. Tell me, raise your hand if you've seen that already. Oh my goodness, you guys got to be a little more. It's right on the Jove Skin website. I just say that because, in the beginning, there's a lot of stuff constantly changing. And all they did is on the Jove website, at the very bottom of the ingredients they had there, they put a link that says complete list. And it has a list of ingredients and it shows everything that's in Jove and in the tightener and everything that's in the brightener. Okay? So it shows all the ingredients. It's just a PDF. So I would say download it, print it, put it in your notebook. I myself, I'm formulating a notebook that I have all the stuff with me besides my marketing materials and stuff like that. And so when somebody says, what's in these, besides I have a link online, or I could send them to that link, I have a couple printed copies. I could actually give them that. I don't know if I'll make that into a marketing piece or not. We'll see. Okay, so any other questions come to mind about Jove? Okay, questions about any other products that we have right now that I can answer for anybody?
I actually do have a question about the Jove, Rick. It's Connie.
Okay. Yep.
The replicated site, the last time I was on it was a few days ago. Is that a good enough site to use to link a new .com to? Because I wanted to do the ad that what you're showing on Facebook, and I just got BotoxBegone.com.
Uh-huh.
But I don't have anything. Isn't that good?
Yeah.
But I don't have anything to link it to yet.
No, the replicated site's great. I think it looks nice. I think it's going to evolve a little bit and stuff like that, but I think it'll do just fine. For,
Okay.
the people want to buy it, everything's there. It's telling them everything they need to know and stuff like that. So yes. And so you're basically saying you've registered a domain name and you just want to redirect it to the replicated site. So when they type it in, it just goes right there. Sure. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
Can you go through, I know you've done this before, can you go through again the part of your script, like when you're talking to a business, where you're breaking down the pricing, just go into the dialogue that you have with them.
For Jove?
Yes.
Okay. So, let's see. Let me grab my, let me see if I got it right here. Okay, let me just go by my memory here, okay? Okay, so when somebody says, well, let me, hang on this right here. When somebody asks how much it is, okay? I'm going to go and show them, I'm going to pull this out, which is, it's in the notebook, I'm going to turn it as a blank because it's in a sleeve here. And it's just the packs. It's the member pack, the business pack, and the elite pack, okay? Now, if you've seen on you can go back and look at the video that we did from last week and go to that section because I give a breakdown, because the best pricing for a business is to buy the elite pack. And the reason for it is because they can make 50% on the products, because the value of the products that you get, 5 tighteners, 5 brighteners, 40 minis brightener, 40 mini tighteners, when you resell those, the tighteners and brighteners at $20, okay, and then you sell the other ones, you're going to make about a 50% margin. So it's about $2,600 that they'll gross. Their cost is $1,300, okay. Now, if they just say, well, I want the smaller one, that's fine. But, if you think about it, if it's a spa or something like that, the business pack is 2 2 and 2 with 16 and 16 of the samples, okay? Or the member pack is 1 and 1 and 16 of the samples. Now, as somebody says, well, is there any other obligations if they ask that or whatever, or if I just come forward with it, I'll tell them that in order to make bonus commission, I'm calling it bonus commission weekly, you have to be active with the company, okay? And active with the company is you have to buy at least one product a month, one tightener a month, okay? With a tightener with the samples is 75 points. So I'd say you buy, one tightener, you buy a set, the Jove Skin System, which is one of each of the large ones. And that keeps you active and you're able to earn the bonus commission. So you'll make the 30% margin plus the bonus commission. Okay? They say, is this network marketing? Absolutely. Or somebody says, well, how does this work? Well, it's a direct sales company. Okay, ARIIX is a direct sales company. We're buying from the manufacturer, the manufacturer ARIIX, that's the parent company. And they say, what do you mean the parent company? Well, they have 6 different brands. And I won't get into other brands really, but I'll just say that's a parent company. Jove's parent company is called ARIIX. We buy directly from ARIIX, and they'll ship it directly to you. And you can buy it at wholesale and sell it retail. They're used to all that. See, this is not going to be complicated because they're used to that already. Okay? If somebody wants to buy it one time and say, I just want to buy it once, I don't want to commit to anything, that's fine. Okay? They can buy as a preferred customer. They can pay that $25 one time. You could skip it and say, you could sell it to them any way you want. It's your business. If somebody says, I just want to buy, 5 of each, I don't care about the little small ones on 5 each, you can just sell it to them wherever you want to sell it to them. Okay? You can sell it to them at retail, wholesale, or whatever. Now, they probably want it at wholesale, but it just depends. You're going to have to gauge every situation a little bit differently. Okay? But the bottom line is that you really want them as a rep, and you slowly want them to understand. I'm already envisioning if somebody says, well, I've got an open house. Would you come and set up and explain this? Absolutely. I'm going to do whatever to move products. I don't care. If it's uncomfortable for me, it's not going to be. But if it is, I don't care. I don't care. Okay? I'm just going to take action and do it. Okay? It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. You're helping people. When people see this, you can't believe the reactions. I don't know how many know Heshi Siegel, but she's on our team, and it's crazy because she has such a positive, forward attitude. She just tells people do it. She has sponsored in the last 4 days 4 elite packs and 3 ultimate packs in this business, and she's using Jove as a tool to do that. And they're buying everything. They're buying an ultimate pack, which is a culmination of everything, and adding Jove into it because it's not in there right now. She sold around 7 people in the last 4 or 5 days. She's at some conferences, yes, but the point is she just tells people, you need this. You need to get on the boat. This train's moving. You better jump on right now. And it's part of its credibility and stuff like that. We all have that credibility. It's just how positive can you be? How, forward. And that's leading me a little bit into what I want to talk about here now is that let me give you some statistics. I got my calendar I told you I was going to get, the Nemo Pro. It's called Nemo Pro, and it's just a day at a glance calendar. And in the back it has a section, a lot of you have seen it, but I just want to review it, okay? And it's network marketing statistics, okay? And I just want to tell you some of these things. They're interesting. You write some of them down if you want to. And because a big part of what we do is educating other people. And you don't have to drop all these statistics on people all the time, but you can drop some of them, okay? So the National Football League is $9.5 billion. The National Football League, okay? $9.5 billion. The video game industry is $67 billion. Okay, worldwide. The music industry is $16.5 billion. 16.5, the music industry. And the movie industry is 80 billion. 80 billion. And do you guys know the network marketing industry is 178 billion? It's more than all those put together. Network marketing. So if you have any inclination at all about network marketing not being good, you got to forget that. It's totally changed. It is not what it used to be. If you've been at it or whatever, forget the past. Only work forward to the future. You know, every 10 seconds, somebody joins network marketing. Every 10 seconds. So as we've been in this call, people, every 10 seconds, okay? So that's 6 a minute join network marketing 24/7. Okay? So you know, in the US, the business is $34.5 billion. $34.5 billion. I mean, this is a huge, huge industry. Okay? And, you know, there's so many people buy from the network marketing industry don't even realize it. I forgot who I was talking the other day to that said a spa or whatever, and they said, oh, yeah, our spa has, you know, we carry 6 different network marketing companies. We buy from 6 different network marketing companies. It's normal to them. They don't care. Okay? It's just where they get their products from. Okay? And so it is very common. The industries that have the most millionaires, real estate is number 1 and network marketing is number 2. So network marketing produces more millionaires, more second in millionaires. And you think about that, and it's, you know, we have to change our mindset. We have to educate people because it's the 80-20 rule. 80% of the people don't have a clue. Don't have a clue. And you don't have to convince or educate that many of them. Just some of them, okay? And some other, it says harsher facts is that according to Forbes magazine, 70% of the people hate their job, which obviously I think we know that. By 2033, Social Security is going to run out of money, okay, in the U.S., okay? According to CNN Money, 19% of homeowners owe 25% more in their home than their mortgages, or than their home is worth. They owe 25% more than their home is worth. Okay, which is sad. The average debt in 2014 for college students now exceeds $30,000. So these kids are getting out of college, having debt of $30,000, and 60% of them can't find a job in their field. And these are obviously horrible statistics. And, a lot of people, you've probably heard this one. For every 100 people that retired age 65, 29 are dead, 63 depend on Social Security, friends, families, or charity for their money. 63% do. 3% are still working. 3 are still working. 4 of them have capital put away for retire, and 1 is wealthy. So 1 out of 100 is wealthy. 4 out of 100 have enough money for retirement. Everybody else is either still working, depending on somebody else, or dead. Okay? And so, and it doesn't have to be that way. And this industry is an industry that is the fastest, is one of the fastest ways to, create wealth is through network marketing. What else, when you stop and think about what else? You think about real estate, you think about this, network marketing, okay? And this business is really, it's not complicated by no means. When I say complicated, all you gotta do is take action. Action's not complicated. You gotta sometimes get out of your own way. You gotta kind of just say, I'm gonna do it no matter what. And you just gotta step forward and go with it, and do that. So I want to show you, so you understand and how what it would take to make $150,000 a year. Okay, with ARIIX. And, I want you to, ask me, challenge me, or whatever. It's not complicated. It just takes work. And I think that Jove could be the ticket for a lot of people. Okay? So you see my screen. This is just a drawing screen, okay? iDrool.com or whatever, and I can draw on it. I drew this earlier. And we see the packs here. Can everybody see that? The screen, is it big enough and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. You see up in the corner, I just put 150 points is 2 lines, 500 points is 3, 1,000 points is 4, 1,500 is 5. Okay? Now, the more lines you have, the better it is for auto balance, and especially it's going to be good for people that like spas and stuff like that, that sign up, that want to make the most amount of commission, bonus commission, because the more lines they have, the more they're going to make. But no matter how many lines you have, we still focus people driving down 2 lines to start. Okay? Now, obviously, if you build with just the member pack, which is 150 points, it takes you a lot longer to optimize your position, because this is strictly math. You have to just understand, this is math, okay? Yes, you got to recruit people, but depending on what pack they come in with is what, how many points you have. And obviously, everybody should understand that every single person, and this is the power of leverage right here, every single person that ever comes down this line, all those points flow up once a week. And anybody that ever comes in this line, they flow up that week. Okay? I should probably put an arrow up this way. So all the points down here that come. Okay? So it obviously makes sense that you'd like people to join with a bigger pack, right? Now, they should always join with whatever they can afford to do, and don't get overcommitted or whatever. But in looking at the numbers here, if you enroll people with a 150 point pack, you would need 67, I believe the number is. I'd have to do the math. Let me just do the math real quick. 150 times 67. That's let's see. 13,334 divided by 150. If 89. If you only recruited people, and you got to follow me here, only recruited people with 150 points, you would need 89, and this is rough numbers here on the thing, 89 of those packs to get to 13,334. If you recruited people with 500 point packs, you would need 27, right? 500 times 27 is 13,500. That would get you to 13,000. If you recruited with a 1,000 point pack, you would need 13.3. Let's just say 13 for round numbers. Okay, to get to 13,334 points roughly. And if you recruited with the ultimate packs, okay, divided by 1,500. I just want to show you it's math. You need 9 people. So if you recruited 1,500, you'd need 9 people. Okay, and what I mean by that is, depending on what point volume pack they come in with, times the people is the 13,000 here that would optimize that line, right? So this is strictly math, okay? No matter who brought them in. I don't care. I don't know a lot of people way down in my business that other people have brought in that maybe haven't connected or whatever, okay? So my point is that it's all points that flow up here and flow up here. So you have a power line and a pay line. When they match, obviously, you get the lesser of the 2 lines, but let's say they maxed. 13,334 means they maxed. Times 15%, that's $2,000. You're going to add another $800 in bonuses. I won't worry about breaking that down right now. So that's 2,800 times 52. That's 146,000. Okay? Matching bonus is not calculated in there, and that will fluctuate and grow as you get a bigger team. So it's going to be over $150,000. So somebody says, well, how can I make 150 grand? All you have to do is optimize this right here every week. 4 weeks, every 4 weeks. Somebody says, well, the thing that you have to remember is you have auto deliveries and you have people that enroll. You have a combination. What happens, to tell you, is you don't need all these harsh numbers exactly like I seen there, because you have a combination in your business of 150 packs, 500 packs, 1,000 packs, and 1,500 packs. Plus you have 75-point auto delivery. It's a messy number there. You have 75 points in auto delivery that happens depending on what cycle somebody came in. And then if you are building in Asia or Europe, you have 100-point auto deliveries. And I have some of those. And my team has some of those because we build down lines at times, and other people catch the volume going up the line. So it's a combination of all this together to get to this 13,000 points. Okay? And the thing about it is, to me, this business is exciting because you just don't know what's going to happen. You just don't know. You could get 2 spas over here. You could get two spas on this side and 2 or 3 or maybe 4 on this side, and that could max you out every week. You could get somebody that just sells like crazy, and it could max you out, and you could be at this 150 grand. Okay? You never know. But if you work hard at it and you work consistently at it and you stay consistent's the biggest thing. Staying consistency, because consistency allows you not to. What happens in marketing that I found out is that you're going to work marketing and you're going to start going up. Okay, so this is what's going to happen right here. Let me get thing. So you're going to start marketing and you're going to start building here. Just like this, and it takes a little time right here, and then marketing kicks in, and all of a sudden you get somebody, and it goes like this right here, and then you're going along, and you're continuing to market and stuff like that, and then it goes up, and it keeps going and going and going and going like this right here. And then as soon as you quit, you start back down here again. If you quit for 2 weeks or 3, it goes back down, and you're down here again, okay? So the point is if don't quit, because you can keep that line going up. Like this right here, if you don't. So that's why you got to stay consistent all the time. Don't pause, don't stop and don't do nothing, because you'll lose momentum. Okay? Does anybody have any questions on that right here? You can unmute yourself and ask a question here.
Rick, this is Nancy. Can
Yes,
you hear me?
Yep.
All those numbers of people that you gave before for the different size packs, those actually have to be double that number.
Well,
Because
that's what I'm saying. On this side, yeah, per line. I said this line and that line.
per
Yes.
line.
Yeah, per line. Yes, you have to have. I'm talking about a line to get to 13,334. Yes, good point. So we're talking, how do you get to 13,344? I want to make sure everybody understands. You got to have that on each line. If you have 13,334 here and you have 6,000 here, you're going to get paid 15% of 6,000. Okay, $750. Okay, and then it takes 6,000 away from here, and you got to start collecting here again. So yes, and the thing about it is that's why when you start to get volume and get momentum, and there's people below you, and you're helping them get their 4 and them get their 4. Give 4 people, help them get 4 people. You got 16, help those 16 get 4. You got 64. If you stay at it consistently, you will create momentum. I'm not saying this happens in 3 or 4 weeks. I'm just saying, okay, 900 right here. Let's see, 15% of that. Yep, 900. Thanks for your correction there, Connie. Okay, so I'm just saying it happens over time. But what would you do if you said a year from now you could be at 150, or 2 years from now? What if your goal was to say, I'm going to work solid, and by the end of 2 years, I want to be at 150,000. And you work, and it stays there, and all of a sudden, how do you put a figure on what future value is worth? What if you got to 150 and you created it there and you built depth down those 2 lines and it stayed there because you had so many people down there working, you had leaders, and all of a sudden you start making $150,000 a year and your efforts, and you weren't doing as much work as you did in the very beginning? Because that's what this business is you do a lot of work up front, and then that residual income is created that can go for a lifetime. Okay? Other questions?
I'll ask a question.
Yes.
So say that you have a spa that's interested in getting into the business. How do you explain to them? Do you just try to sell them the highest pack and that's it? Do you start there, or do you give them different options?
No, and you bring a good point, and whoever answered the first question, I think Yvonne did. What I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna make a worksheet that shows them the 3 packs and the cost, retail and wholesale. Okay, because the value of the elite pack is the best value. $2,600 worth of products. If you sell all these products, that's $2,600. I have that math on my slide. I just didn't do anything more than a presentation with it. But I think what I'll do is I'll make a worksheet. I'll make just a example sheet, and I'll post it in the Facebook group, and I'll just say, so when I go to them, they say, well, how much can you make? Or I might take one of these sheets right here and say, if you retail this package, you make $2,600. It kind of says that right here on the thing. So the bigger pack, you make the more. So I'm gonna tell, if I walk into a spa and it's just really nice, and I can see that the frames in the wall are expensive and their decor is expensive, it's a no-brainer. I'm gonna, you want to buy some inventory, here's one that has 5 of each. It's $1,300. You're going to get 80 samples. It's going to generate you about $2,600. Most of those people, they just want to know the bottom line. Tell me what it's going to cost. I got a product that'll bring more people in my business. I'm going to make 50% margin on this pack right here. I'll make 30% margin on the rest. I'll make a kicker of, 7% more on products that move. Just tell. They're not going to worry about the manager might or whatever. I'm probably not going to get in too much detail unless I know they have the time to spend with me at that time. I'd rather get the products in their hands and come back 2 weeks later. They got the product, they're selling it, and explain how the business works. I don't think I need to explain every little detail of the business, first of all. I'm not going to. Why would I want to sit and tell them about everything they don't want to know anyway? Right? I'll tell them, yes, if you refer some people, in some professional associates into the business, the company, the way it operates in direct sales is they pay you a little piece of their revenue. So if you want to recommend it to a couple of your colleagues, more power to you. You'll make that residual. But I'm not going to make it sound like that's what they have to do. Because a retail establishment, when I was in photography, had my studio, I had frames, I had this, I had that, I had albums. I knew I wanted to make X amount of margin. That was it. I didn't need to know everything else about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Good question.
Rick, I have a question.
Yep.
How can we, how do we know that they're going to receive their product in a timely manner?
Okay, well, they will, because obviously we're experiencing the launch, okay? And after the 14th of December, they have plenty of product in that warehouse. It's just they had to get it all into the warehouse, obviously. Yeah. And one of their critical parts is they had to take a bunch of it and ship it to the UK on freight, which took, probably a week or so or two to get there. So they scrambled to get that, and then they had to get it into the warehouse, and they have to get it into all the boxes. The double boxes they made. I don't know if you've seen the boxes they come in yet, and everything else like that. So it's just been a lot of work. So once the 14th hits here, which is obviously that's today, they're supposed to have everything in the warehouse this week. So they'll ship out everything, and they've had these packs since they launched. They held out product. Mark Wilson told us on the president's call, they held out product for anybody that enrolled into Jove. They had product to go out. Okay, so they'll get their product within, just like they normally do, in 3 to 5 days. And every business, if somebody orders from Lancome or whatever, it's going to take them 3 to 5 days to get it from their warehouse. So, good question. Other questions? Any questions on this, on the numbers here?
I have to study it,
Okay. So what is somebody going to say? Tell me some response of what you're going to say when if you're focused on Jove. Let's put the Jove hat on. When somebody says, what do you do? Anybody want to just tell me a response when somebody says, what do you do? And you're wearing a Jove hat. You only got 2 products, right? You're representing Jove, and somebody says, what do you do?
I tell them that.
Can't hear you. Go again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I told them that I'm assisting in the launch of a new skincare line called Jove, and I'm bringing it to the North American market.
Okay.
And then they go, oh, well, what is the line?
Okay.
And they want to know a little bit about it. So then I tell them, well, there's 2 products, and I tell them what the products are.
Okay, good.
And, I think I kind of try to hook them like you said last week, where I just tell them you look 10 years younger in 90 seconds.
Okay.
And then they're all ears.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Anybody else? You got, so Mike, so what Yvonne said, so when somebody just asks me what I do, or if I'm going to go to a networking meeting from a meetup, okay, and somebody asks me what I do, I'm just going to say, I help people look 10 years younger in 90 seconds. Kind of like what Yvonne was saying. I'm not going to say the other part yet. I'm just going to say that part. Because I want them to say, what do you mean? How do you do that? I want to be very curious. But here's the important thing you have to understand. You got to have your elevator pitch. You've got to have something when somebody says, what do you do? Because what happens when you're networking, when you're out talking to other people, if you ask somebody, hey, Daryl, what do you do? And he tells me what I do. And if I am quiet and I listen, I'm being interested in him, eventually he's going to say, Rick, what do you do? It's just typical. And you got to be ready to go back and say, hey, I help people look 10 years younger in 90 seconds. Well, how do you do that? Well, do you have 90 seconds? I want to be very light-hearted with it and serious, because I would not say that unless I had the product with me, a little sample or my tube. So when I say, you have 90 seconds, depending on if I'm in a crowded room and I want to talk to several people, I say, hey, if you got 90 seconds after the meeting here, I'd like to show you. And if they're interested, they'll wait. If they're not, they'll leave. And I don't care. If they're not interested, I don't care. I'm not going to talk people into doing it. Okay? And so, because see, if you go to meetup.com and there's networking groups all around the country, okay? You can attend them for free. Sometimes you have to buy lunch or whatever if you're going to a place that serves lunch, if you want to eat or whatever. And the 3 or 4 that I have belonged to here in Orlando, they have luncheon meetings or a breakfast meeting, or they'll have there's one that's a bigger one that's got an after hours, and you just go and mingle amongst people, and you wear a name tag, and you can write a name tag. I help people look 10 years younger in 90 seconds, and have them say, how you do that. So, and I have my little marketing cards before and afters that I can show them. But the point is you need to kind of put something that's simple, that you're comfortable with, that you can respond back to people, that you can get very comfortable and used to saying. Okay? Any questions about that at all? None? Okay. Okay, so let me shift a little bit and see, is there anybody have any questions about the compensation plan that we have? I mean, that ARIIX has. Any questions about the compensation plan, numbers, or anything else like that?
Rick, I got a question.
Okay.
I have a question, Rick. It's Laurel.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Laurel, hang on just a second. Jean, because Jean popped in right before you real quick. So,
sure.
Jean, go ahead.
In the case where you don't have the product yet, how do you market that way?
I don't.
Like, we'll wait. You don't.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm getting all my stuff ready. As soon as it comes in this week, the day it comes in, I'm out the door. If I don't have any other appointments for people I'm talking to. I got my cases ready. The stuff, I got all my marketing materials, except my catalog's not in yet. It'll be in this week. Everything else is in my case right here. As soon as it comes in from the UPS or mail, I'm gonna unbox it, put it in there, and I've already got the first ones I'm going out to. There's a couple low-hanging fruit in every business, right? So I've got half a dozen I want to go see right away that are just around my area here. Okay. So, but yeah, no, I'm not marketing it besides online. Promoting it online just with images and stuff like that we have. We have a lot of images and stuff. But as far as in the field, I'm not going out until I physically have the product.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, Laurel.
All right. Well, you asked about compensation. I have a question about that. I also do have a question about marketing Jove.
Okay.
I'll start with the Jove. Is anyone planning, let's see, when you go into a place and they say, well, let me see how it works. I mean, you can show them the pictures, but maybe they want to actually try it themselves. And so does anyone have a way to put the Jove on somebody's face other than using the fingers?
Yes, of course. So I got these little applicators, okay? They're from on Amazon.
Oh.
They're just a cotton.
Oh, okay.
So
they're different from Q-tip.
Here, let's see. They're called Medline cotton applicators. Okay, so it's a 6-inch stick right here. There's 2 of them in there. Okay, so I tore it open so it's sealed so they can see it's. These 2 are sealed. I don't care. They're pennies. Okay, and they're 2 swabs. I'll just take 1 swab. Okay, and I'm just going to take and put a little dab on a swab, and I'll just tell them to do it. Probably I'll just tell them to rub it on there like that. Or they could use their finger. But at least I'm ready with these, ready to go. Okay, and they can see they're all sterile and stuff like that. They can use their finger if they want to. Like I said, I can put a pea size of your finger, or I have a little swab you can use. Okay.
And have you tried applying it to your own face with the applicator?
I don't have it yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, but
right. I know some people were beta tested, so I didn't.
But I didn't have these when I beta tested. Well, I didn't beta test it. Lynn did. So I mean, I took a picture when I was at Lynn's house, and I just rubbed it on my forehead. You're gonna find out you only need a little bit. I think people sometimes, you just need a little bit. I mean, when Lynn was doing it. You just need like a pea size, even smaller than that. So, this is what I'm going with. I'll adapt as I go. If I have to change, I'll change. But this is what I'm going to do. And if I want to swab like that, if they want to put a wrinkle, maybe somebody says I want to try it on my employee, and they want to put it on because they're thinking like that. So we'll just.
Right. Okay. How do you talk about now compensation? I'm not very smooth yet on talking about the compensation with other people. So I might be talking about Jove, and someone will say to me, yes, and so if I buy the Jove from you, you're going to get a commission. And I'm trying to figure out, well, that's not exactly it, but Hold
on, stop. Let's take it as we go. Why would somebody say... If I buy the Jove from you, you're going to get a commission. I mean, why would they say that? I'm confused.
I don't know, but if they do, and somebody did, and
absolutely. What do you think? I'm here on welfare? No, I wouldn't say that.
No, right? Yes, I'm going to be compensated, but I don't call it a commission.
What's the difference? That's a mindset.
To me, it's a structure. So they're asking structurally how we're getting paid.
That doesn't matter. Okay, let me just tell you, don't worry about that. If somebody says you're going to make commission, absolutely. I'm in business to make money. You are too. When you sell the product, you're going to make commission. You're going to make retail profit and commission too. Is that all right?
Right.
Is that okay? I would say that to them. I said, would that be okay if they paid you some extra commission? Absolutely.
All right. So where I'm getting tripped up is the language, but I guess it doesn't matter. I am getting paid, and that's the main thing.
And two things. Don't overthink it. Okay?
Yeah.
That's number one. Do not overthink it. And when they ask you something and you don't know the answer, don't make it up. Just say I don't know that right now. I can find it out for you and get back to you. That's it.
Right. Right.
I don't know right now. Let me get back to you. That's a good question. Nobody's asked me that yet. But the money. I mean, we're in business to make money, and you're not going to get that from spa owners. You'll get that from people that don't know what to say and struggling or whatever. You're not going to get that from people that are business people, in my opinion.
And people, well, if I want to recruit somebody to go into the business, what is the place that you point people to understand the compensation package? Is it the video on the ARIIX Explore ARIIX site?
Are you talking about a business owner, or are you talking about a individual person?
Well, let's say an individual person.
Well, individual person, I would invite them to your Explore ARIIX website once they know the business and they want to know about the compensation plan. There's a tab that says compensation plan. Right.
Okay. Right. Yeah, I think a business owner is just when you tell them they can double their money, they're going to pay $1,300, and then they'll get $2,600 back at retail
on the initial pack, and then it's 30% after that. You just
right. Okay.
They just want to know the top line. Just tell me the top line. Because the business owner's sharp enough to find out, all the details. They'll read whatever they want to read. They want to move it. The thing about it is that you don't realize that sometimes you get so close to something. They don't have this stuff. It is not available. And if they have Genesis, it's got chemicals in it.
Yes, I do have the never ever list.
They don't have what we have, so this is unique.
Right.
This is very unique. And if they don't want it, because they said, no, we got something like that, that's fine. Next. That's the part of the 50% that don't want it. The other 50%, So, does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So,
Rick, this is Nancy.
Yes.
Would you take, like rubber gloves or something like that with you, or not rubber because people are allergic to that, but those,
I was going to buy those little tips. I was going to buy those little rubber tips that go on your finger, but I decided until I get out for a week, and kind of see what's out, as I'm doing it and stuff like that, I'm going to adapt very quickly. I mean, if there's something out there and I need it tomorrow, I will overnight it from Amazon. I'm just that way. I don't care what it costs. If I have to have it tomorrow, I'll just get it overnighted or whatever like that. So, I mean, I'll find out a way to get it like that. So I think I'll adapt as I go. I think, because I think people are just going to put it on themselves. I think that's what's going to happen majority of the time.
Okay. And so what else do you have in your case?
So I got my marketing materials. Okay.
Yeah.
So I bought one of those roller cases, those salesman cases. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah.
Thing like that, and Amazon had a nice one that was a material one like that. It's got about 16 pockets on it, which is nice. So I got my marketing materials in there. I got before and after cards. I will have my little pouches made up, the little glassine pouches right here, so I can with samples in them and the prices on them already. Remember I told you last week I had a price in the back side of the card. I was putting $20 in red on there, and then I'll have it in there, have them sealed, so I'll have several of those made up in an area between the brightener and the tightener. Okay, and then I've got my little stand-up boards. My there's next one sitting here. The little easel back stand-up boards right here. Okay?
Right.
And then I got my notebook here. I got my Jove notebook right here with the two products in the front, and inside I have my list that I've been working on. I've got a screenshot of the marketing page. Okay, so I can kind of show them the marketing materials. I just printed it, the page, and I could probably just post that for people. But or somebody remind me if I'm saying this, I don't think. So so I can show them that there's marketing materials because I want to enable them very quickly. I got the consignment thing list. I got my ingredient list that I just showed you. I pulled out of there, and then I got I just pulled these out too of the starter kits. Okay, and I'll probably work that worksheet up that we just talked about, showing or I'll write on maybe I'll just write the price and the retail thing there. But that's it. I mean, I got all that in the case, and then I'll have all my product in there, and just walk in, and I'll have my postcard. My main thing when I walk in the door is I will have my. Let me grab one of my case here. For me, is I'm gonna have my postcard here that says, look, 10 years younger, 90 seconds. Okay, so I'm gonna have that in my hand. So when I get to the decision maker, I'm gonna say I wanted to introduce you to Jove. It's a brand new product that's never been available before. 10 years younger, 90 seconds. I want them to immediately look at these 3 sets of pictures, Lynn's picture, Terry's, and Heshy's, to see what the before and after would be. And then I want to ask them, I have product here. I'd love to, demonstrate it on yourself or one of your employees. And I don't know why they wouldn't want to do that. If they say, well, we don't have time now. Well, when would you have time? Well, can you leave something? Sure, I can leave something. So, I mean, I'm going to, if they're busy, and they can't talk to you now, you try to get a time when you can come back. Could I schedule a time and whatever time they're available is what I'll do. If they say, well, we're so busy during work hours right now, well, what time do you open? At 8 o'clock. Well, can I come at 7:30 and bring you coffee and donuts? I don't know if I bring donuts. I guess come up with something else like that. Can I bring you coffee or something, I could say. Because I don't know if I want to bring donuts being a health business. But can I bring you coffee, one morning this week? I'm just going to, I don't know. I'm going to adapt. I'm going to get creative, and see if I can and sit down and show it to them. And, the bottom line is a sharp person can see. You mean that happened in 90 seconds? I don't believe it. I want to see it. And then they see it happen. They're going to say, oh my God, I could wow people. I could sit and wow so many people with this product. All these people coming through, I could wow. They're going to tell their friends. That's what they're thinking, because that's what I would think if I owned that business. They're going to go off and tell everybody. They're going to say, where'd you get that? I got that at so-and-so salon, so-and-so spa. They're going to come back in. I want to get some of that for my mom, my sister. I want to give it as a gift. I want to have it for myself. I can't believe that. Wow. And it's going to have a snowball effect. It just is. That was a long answer, huh, Nancy?
So, would you do a demo at like a networking meeting or something? Let me be a little more specific. I'm in a networking group, and I'm just lucky enough that next Friday I get to be the 8-minute speaker.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because they usually just give you a couple minutes when they go around, but then they let somebody talk. So, yeah. Okay.
We usually have two speakers each meeting, okay. And so
here's what I would do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my opinion. Okay, I know you got some catalogs, and you'll have them by then. Okay, you said next Friday.
This coming Friday.
Okay. Well, I don't know when they'll come in. Okay, if they let's see. Thursday. Yeah, I don't know if you'll have them by that time. But what I was thinking, let me just think if you have the catalog, okay? If we'll see when it comes in. If it comes in tomorrow, I'll overnight you one or something, okay? But the point is that if you have the catalog, I would just walk through the catalog and do a presentation with the catalog because it has everything in it, right? I would just talk about this product. Here's what it does, and maybe I'd pass a card around to everybody because you have some cards or whatever, or you pass a card around, and I would just take and make notes from the one that's online. Okay, and do my speech for my notes, but then pass them before and after pictures around, and then say at the end of the meeting, whoever would like to stick around, I would love to let you try it. And make sure you have a couple mirrors there, 1 or 2 mirrors, and they stick around, and just say all you do, and the people that are there, you say just stick your pinky out and tell them to use this pinky, this middle one. They say it's the lightest touch, and I said what we're going to do is I'm just going to put a dab on your pinky. Okay, and you'll have a mirror, and I want you to just rub it on a wrinkle on your forehead or a crow's feet on your side of your eye, just real thin, just rub a little thing like that, and just wait a second. Within 90 seconds, it's going to dry, and as it dries, it's going to take effect. Okay, you'll feel a little bit of tightening there. It'll last 6 to 8 hours. Okay, And over time, with consistent use, you're going to see we have clinical trials, and you can see in the back of the card, there's these percentages of what the clinical trials did. And I'm going to let them experience it. What better to sell than somebody experience something? And people are going to say, I want it. Can I get some? I want it. And you could say, well, you could either have the minis there for $20 or you could have the tubes there for $85.
Okay, so if the women have makeup on, we're not going to take the time to take it off. They
Well,
just
you
put
can
it
have
on
those
top.
Noxema makeup remover pads there. It's on
Right.
it's on our checklist there. And you could just tell them what they could do is just on their forehead or their cheek, whatever they want to rub it off, they can. Or you can say, I tell you what, if you don't want to feel comfortable with it now, maybe just buy a mini for $20 and it'll last you 3 days and you could just try it when you get home tonight.
Rick, can I add something regarding that? Do you mind?
Yep.
This is Connie.
Yep.
So this Saturday, Tracy and I went up to Anaheim to Duke's event.
Okay.
And Cassidy, the brand manager for Jove from Utah, was there
Okay.
and talked to us. So they did say never, ever apply over makeup. It will turn white and you will lose your person. Don't ever apply it over makeup.
Okay.
So just to let her know not to do that. But I do like about giving them the sample or having them something to take it off.
Okay.
And then the only other thing I wanted to add was calling it a chemical, say we're chemical free. She said compliance says not to say that because water is a chemical. So you can say toxin free, but don't say it's chemical free.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Okay, good. Good points.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
This is
she said just that, like a half pea size and a dab it and to remain expressionless for the 2 minutes is the key thing. But if they do both products, put the brightener on first as a moisturizer and then the tightener on over it.
But let the brightener kind of absorb and
Yeah,
dry.
you let both of them dry though.
Yeah.
Have the time to dry in between. But
Yeah.
the
If somebody,
So, yeah.
see, I think it's the process for somebody demoing it. I don't know that I'm going to demo it by putting a moisturizer and that on, myself
Yeah.
and demoing it. If somebody wants to demo the moisturizer, they can, but really, that's a application that you'll do every day. That's kind of like what's the process of doing that. Moisturizing it, let it dry, put the tightener on is the last thing or whatever, So,
Yeah.
but my thought, so.
No, I agree. She
Can I
did
add
say
to that?
though, if we
Did she ask about moisturizing your skin before? Because I heard that the skin needs to be moist as well.
it's supposed to be on dry skin, not moist skin.
Okay,
Um,
just like softened skin instead of hard skin.
Has to be clean skin.
Okay.
And then you apply it. And if you watch the 3 videos that were posted on the Jove site and the X office,
Yeah. I've seen that.
when it talks about the makeup, then they say that if you're not using the brightener, if you're just using the tightener, because it can be a little bit drier, if there is any, if you over apply, it will leave a little bit of dryness on it. So you can lightly dab that off, but use less and dab it on. And then for makeup, the video says that you could put on a primer and then use a powdered makeup.
Okay.
Thank you, Rick. Sorry to take so
Yep.
much time.
Okay.
This is Laurel. I had something to add to Nancy's to the discussion about the network marketing, the network meeting that Nancy's going to be speaking at.
Okay.
Another idea is you could offer, Nancy, if anyone would like to stay after, that you would love to, demonstrate for them what it can do for them. Also, you might go on to say, for those of you who cannot stay after, but would like a demo, leave your card in this bowl or at the table here, and I will contact you to make arrangements for a demo.
Sure. Okay. Good point.
Thank
I
you.
got a question.
Yes.
That wrinkle or that line is going to disappear in 90 seconds. I'm going to last for 7 hours, right?
Yep. About. Yep.
With one supply for 20 days, that line is going to disappear forever.
Okay, so if you look at the clinical trial, and I have it on here, some of the studies there, but on the website, it'll show percentages right there, telling you that the clinical studies have shown that, there's a certain percentage of reduction in wrinkles and stuff like that after 30 days or after 4 weeks. All that's on the joveskin.com website, joveskin.com, or your replicated site. It'll tell you, and I think over time, I don't know when, but we just got to let them get the product out, is they'll probably provide us with the clinical studies so that we could actually give the clinical studies to the to the spas and stuff like that, so they can show their clients that with consistent use, this reduction's happening, like you're saying.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. Because the thing about it is the brightener also is reducing lines. The brightener reduces the appearance of lines also. Okay.
Had to be used combined?
What's that?
Had to be used combined, both products?
No, they don't have to. Nope.
Okay.
Okay. Other questions? Okay, well, if you don't have any other questions at all, last call for questions, then that'll wrap us up. We've been on here about an hour and 10 minutes or so. And hopefully when we have our next training next Monday, we'll have had the products and been able to go out and talk to some people about it and stuff like that. So,
I have a quick question,
Okay.
Rick. Hi. And I apologize if it's on the site and I just haven't seen it or I forgot it. There are a lot of there are products out there that claim to do what we're talking about here. There are products that claim to, smooth out the tones of your skin, or there are products that claim to reduce, the lines on your face and stuff like that. Is Jove the only one that is toxin free, and that's what sets it apart from the rest?
to the best of my knowledge, yes.
All right.
And obviously being instant, there's very few products, maybe I'm wrong, but I think there's very few products that do it within a couple minutes. Janesse has one with a peptide in it, okay? And maybe there's others, but ours
I want to make a comment.
Yes.
So there's a company called Unique.
Okay, yeah,
right?
Okay.
And they just came out with a new product. It's a eye serum.
Okay.
And I looked up the ingredients because I was curious, because in their commercials, they say that they're all natural, right? Mm-hmm. So I looked up the ingredients of the serum. And what's interesting is it'll say, like, for example, vitamin C. Mm-hmm. But it'll have, like, a technical name beside it. And when you compare that to Jove's not like that. When it says natural ingredients, you're reading every word you see is a natural ingredient. It doesn't have like a chemical name or a special kind of name beside it.
Yep. And
so I just wanted to kind of share that with you. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that brings up it brings up an interesting point, because the company that I used to be with before, where Fred Mark came from, they had no parabens in their products, in their skincare product. They didn't have a product like this, but they just had regular skincare, but no parabens in it. But they had PEGs, P-E-G. And I guess different PEGs convert into parabens. And I didn't know that, and I don't even think they knew that. And they had PEGs in their product, and obviously ARIIX doesn't. So when I read that list, I thought, oh my God, they got PEGs in their products, and ours don't have that in it. And it's amazing how these companies don't know. They don't know what they don't know. The interesting thing we're going to find out is in Europe, they banned everything like that. So our product over there is going to be doing great. But I mean, here in the United States, they let so much get by. It's unreal. And that's, probably a big reason why we have so much disease in this country, So good point.
So there was a video on Facebook that I saw this past weekend that was this guy applying some kind of serum to his wife's face. And in the course of the 2-minute video, there was a reduction in lines and puffiness, etc. Now, when you followed the link, that's when it got hokey, because they called their product Jeunesse, but it was spelled wrong, not the way Jeunesse
Really?
spells it. And they spelled it Junisse, and that's not correct. So I don't know what's going on, but there is certainly stuff like that out there, and they don't, you don't know what's in it.
Yeah, one of the problems with Jeunesse is they have a peptide that has a patent on it that's been sold 5 times to 5 different people. So they have 4 competitors that have their peptide. So they don't have a unique peptide. We have a and not going to tell you I know a lot about it yet, but I'll probably learn more as time goes on. But we have an octapeptide, which means it must have 8 components to it, right? Isn't octa 8 mean 8?
Mm-hmm.
But our peptide, when you look at it, SNAP8 is an octapeptide that has, it must have 8 ingredients. I'm not telling you I know that, but that's going to be pretty interesting to learn about that and stuff like that, because I've never even heard of SNAP8 before. And I guess SNAP8 is a peptide. And that's a peptide that tightens up the skin, the muscle there, or relaxes the muscle, or does something in the wrinkle that makes that line go away, and having everything else that goes on the skin that helps that. So that's something that, I'll probably, maybe even tomorrow I might do some research on that just to understand more. And I guess as time goes on, it's launched, they'll tell us more about it. But when somebody says, how does it do that? Well, because we have a peptide that's called SNAP8 that enables this to happen, and this magic to happen. Because really, when you look at it, this is like magic. I mean, it just happens very quickly. I mean, it's, I was amazed. When Lynn put it on her face and I took her picture, when I put it on my forehead when I was over there, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that. It's like, it really is, it's amazing, to see that happen. Okay?
And that peptide isn't a chemical?
No, nope. No, it's all natural. So we'll learn more. Okay.
Of course.
Oh, hi, Rick.
Yes.
Hi. Yeah. Can I just add more to it since,
Okay. Yep.
yeah, I was from Jeunesse, right?
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Yes. So we have, of course, this instantly ageless, and yeah, you're right. We have, it has a peptide, and the peptide that we call it is arginine. So arginine is an ingredient. It is a peptide. So that's the magic ingredient that helps with the wrinkles and puffiness and eye bags and all that, right? So good thing you've mentioned about the SNAP8, because I also want to know what SNAP8 is compared to arginine, which is the peptide that we have for the instantly ageless.
Okay.
So yeah, if we can have more information about the SNAP8, that would be great.
Yep.
Because before, when I used to market instantly ageless, and when people ask me, okay, what are the ingredients, right? Because that's one of the questions that people ask about the ingredients, right? So if we will find more information about the SNAP8, that will be awesome.
Okay.
And with the ingredients, we don't have any coloring with ours, right? With Jove?
No, there's no coloring.
No coloring. Okay. Yeah, because with instantly ageless, there is like a coloring. We call it yellow 5.
Yeah, and red.
That's
red
yeah.
40.
Yeah. So those are some of the chemicals that we have with the ageless, and we also have the magnesium aluminum silicate. So I think some people are saying that could be toxins as well, but that I'm not too sure with the magnesium silicate. So
Did you ever try to sell it to a spa yourself?
Yeah, well, I've had a few prospects before, but I think because one of the owner tried it, I sold one sample to the owner, and she doesn't like that it leaves white residue on the face. So that one wasn't too successful, because she said she's not liking how it looks after, especially with putting makeup on, right? So
Yeah.
she doesn't like it. But with the tips that we were giving earlier, I don't know if this will apply to Juve as well. But with the instantly ageless that we have, we actually suggest to use mineral makeup. So mineral makeup works best with the serum,
Uh-huh.
and then like while you're applying it, you can also use like a small fan. You can buy that from dollar store, so it dries faster. So I don't know if that will help as well with the Juve, because that's why I also wanna try Juve, so to see
Sure.
the difference, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are just some of the tips that we usually give. So use mineral makeup when applying makeup, and then if you have a mini fan to dry it, you can use a mini fan as well. And also, if for example you put a little bit too much of the serum, sometimes it really leaves white residue. So we suggest, like, if you can wet your finger and dab water on it, it helps to remove the residue as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we can also suggest that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
that. I mean, the thing about it is that, I'll just tell you my experience when I was at Lynn's, okay?
Mhm.
They told Lynn to pat it on like that, like Connie said, and everything else like that. They just pat it on like that and go like that. I took it and put it on my hand,
Mhm.
and not being a, renegade or nothing like that, and I just rubbed it like this on my forehead. So all I did is rubbed like that, and it did the same thing. It just...
Yeah.
And when it dried, they were gone. So I mean, they say dab it, but I mean, to me, we're gonna find out how it works ourselves. But when you dab it, to me, it sounds like you'd have more on there.
Mhm.
You'd be applying more if you dabbed it on your thing like that versus if you just kind of rubbed it on like a lotion. So, I don't know. We'll see how it is and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah, or
if
use-
somebody puts too
also
much
use-
on of anything. If you took
Yeah.
lotion, you took too much on anything, it would probably dry.
Yeah, that's true. Or also use like a makeup brush, like a small makeup brush,
Yeah.
so that it goes to the crease,
Yeah.
so that it will absorb properly. So to make sure that the wrinkles will be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, will diminish, not gone, but
Sure.
diminish.
Yep.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, any last questions?
Would you do like half a face or the whole face in your
Or
demo?
a demo?
Yeah.
A couple wrinkles.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, I mean, if I'm doing a demo, I just want them to see a couple wrinkles because I want them to say, I want to buy the rest of it. If you do the whole face, they're going to feel fine. I want them to say, I need the rest of the tube. No, I would
what
only
I
do.
meant was,
I would
if
only
your
just do-
wrinkle, if your wrinkle goes all the way across your face, would you just do half of
Yeah,
it?
yeah, you just do a little piece of it or something like that. I mean, the bottom line is if they sit there and say, oh my God, I want some more, then give them some more if they have to have it there. But if they want to buy it, they can buy it. I mean, the bottom line is you'll just try it. But, when you demo it, you really just want to put it in a little area and just let it take effect. And
One area might be a lot of people have a little crease at the top of their nose in between their two brows.
you just make your decision. I mean, that's...
Yeah,
every
you could do
person's
that
different.
crease.
Every
Yeah.
person's different. Yeah. So. Okay. We good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question, Rick.
Okay.
Yeah, someone mentioned that you can use either one product or the other. How would you know which one to use?
Okay, so the brightener is a dark spot corrector. Okay, so it's the one is a dark spot corrector and brightening cream that nourishes. It helps your illuminations like that. That's kind of a base that you put on. Okay, and you'll read that all on the website. It'll tell you all about that. The tightener is a tightener restoring serum. Okay, that takes and diminishes wrinkles within 90 seconds. Okay, so if you were just wanting to get that luminosity and maybe lighten some dark spots or just the moisturizing, you'd just use the brightener. Okay, if you didn't care about the tightener. If you wanted if you were going to go out and you had a few lines you wanted to diminish, you use the brightener. So I mean the tightener.
I see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, doesn't the brightener take like 6 weeks to see the
Yeah, 4 to
results?
6 weeks. Yeah.
So that's not something you could just put on and see immediate results
No,
for a demo.
no.
No.
How big is your mirror?
Mine, it's a 5-inch mirror. I also bought another one from Amazon that was 8.5 by 11. It folded up into a notebook.
Oh,
Or not from Amazon, from that other company, from another company. I showed last week. It's on the company I think I showed on the webinar last week. It folds up like into a notebook, and when you open it up, it's like an easel, like an iPad easel or something like that, and it's 8.5 by 11. If you want, you could private message me or send me a thing, and I could send you which one it was. It was like $10. I got a couple of them because I'm envisioning that I'm there and the ladies are going nuts, and I got to hand out 2 or 3 mirrors to them, right? I'm in a place that doesn't have mirrors, and I want to make sure they all have mirrors, so I'm going to have several in my case.
mm-hmm.
So, but the one I have, the primary one, first one I bought is a handheld one right here, okay, and it's got a light on it, so it lights up, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, mirror, mirror on the wall. No. Okay.
Yep.
Hey,
Okay. Well, let's call it a wrap this week. I, hoping all the Jove comes this week and we're out selling it. And if you have any questions in the meantime, you can email me. Other than that, next Monday we'll share our experiences and we'll just keep moving forward. Okay.
Thanks, Rick.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Good night.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Rick.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night.